Hi everyone, this is Jenny Garcia and this is a Project Life process video using products from Citrus Twist Kits, and I'm going to be working on week 42 of my 2022 Project Life album, and I'm looking through the change is beautiful cards and papers. I just had to pick only a few, including the title card and one for journaling. And I type my journaling. It looks very light. I did bought new typewriter ink, so I'm looking forward to try that out. And there's a little space at the bottom that I cannot leave alone. So of course I'm going to add a little bit of washi tape and some phrase, not stickers, but they are digital elements. I also have these puffy stars and hearts that the colors work really well with the layout. And I love to take pictures of the trees during the fall. And this year I was like, I'm gonna take less photos of the outside for 2023. The other day I was printing photos and I ran out of ink because I had so many, but I took a few less pictures of the outside. I did made it intentional to take more photos during spring and summer because I have a lot of photos during fall. I just love the foliage and the colors, and I live where I live around there's a bunch of trees. I also documented my favorite coffee mug, and I like to take pictures of my mug either if I want to focus on the details of my mug, then usually the background is white. If it's something seasonal, I do a background, like in this case I had these this bookshelf that I decorate each season, and I started last year during Halloween. So this year it looks a little bit different, and I like that. I added last well this Halloween I added way too many things, but I love how it looks, and it's gonna vary depending on the season, or I take pictures in front of my Christmas tree. And this is a photo of my daughter playing the flute. She's no longer in the band, but she still has her flute, and once in a while she'll play it. And I'm just using this star stamp from the Mischief and Mayhem stamp set to stamp these stars. And this works if you have a solid color background. This one is not so solid. It's a curtain and there's light shining through, but it's one color pretty much. If it's really busy, the stars are going to be lost in the details in the background. So I do this when the background is mostly white. I have a wall that's the wall we pass through, like on the way to the kitchen to the living room, and there's nothing there, so that's where I usually take my photos. And I think all the time about putting wallpaper there, but it's gonna be a lot to my eyes, and also I'm gonna lose like a backdrop for photos. And I went to pick up my groceries to Walmart. My little one was reading her book, so she climbed to the front while I was, parked, to read her Dork Diaries book. She's very into the Dork Diaries books right now, and it's kind of like a rite of passage. My oldest had that, phase, and my niece, and actually she inherited books from her sibling and from my niece, and my niece is the kind of person that annotates some books, so I think that's really cool. But this one I think she borrowed from the library. And here I'm just going to do a mini title card for the mug. And each season I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this mug a lot, and usually it's a new mug. I try not to get I'm gonna try next year. This year I already felt I got one for Halloween and I got one for the holidays. So that's the mug that has been in the photos. But I just like to document, and again, because of the background kind of like marks the time of the year, it's kind of important. And I was thinking about trends the other day because I have a reel on my Instagram with my new Christmas tree, and it's the ornaments tree. It's just that the little one died in 2022. Rest in peace, tiny tree. And I decided to get a one that is slightly bigger because I had so many ornaments and they were not fitting in this little tree. So I got a 7-foot one, and I added a friendship bracelet garland, which is something that is very trendy. But the bad thing about trends is that they could die really fast. First of all, I love it. I'm gonna use it for the next few years. But also, doing these trendy things could be an awesome thing for the future, because we all remember the things that our parents had in, their Christmas tree, how they dressed, what furniture they had back then. So it's always like, oh my god, do you remember that ugly couch with the flowers? Why did everyone have that? It's so ugly. So it's not a bad thing to have trends. Just have to be mindful so we're not wasteful about getting too many items. And this is Arlo. It's my daughter's snake. My daughter sleeps with a lot of plushies, and we got Arlo at the Philadelphia Zoo. So he has a Philly accent, and he likes cheesesteaks. But it's just that it was a photo that I took because I was reading and my little one was cuddling next to me, and then she went to take a shower and left Arlo with me. So I used Arlo to mark the page, and I thought that was like a good photo opportunity. Although the lighting in my room is awful. But it's not about, having the perfect photo. It's about the moments, which is something that I have to constantly remind myself when the photos are not that good, especially during the fall, where we get daylight savings and then suddenly everything is dark at 4. So that is something that I have to constantly remind myself. And this month we had a few elements, like ephemera packs in digital elements. So I'm going to use a few of those to decorate this title card a little bit more. I like these cards. Are also very good. Like if you flip it, you can put a title on it and then use the bottom part for typing your journaling. In this case, I'm going to make it into a title card. I could also put a photo in there and then use the white box to type my journaling. So there's many ways to use this card, and I love the pattern and this blue. And I love that these alphas have numbers. That I love a number. I wish everyone would put numbers in their alphas. Sadly, I don't think it's like that common anymore. I think Paige Evan does it a lot with the very little thickers, which I absolutely love. But other than that, I feel like a lot of companies are neglecting number stickers. I'm just layering some die cuts, kind of framing the title. And I don't mind that the flowers kind of peek out a little bit. I'm just going to trim those. I plan to use the bottom of this title card to stamp my dates. But I'm going to do some layering. Of course, I'm going to add a little bit of washi. And I wanted to use these stickers to stamp the dates on, but I felt like the ones on the bottom were too big. and the ones on top, the colors kind of didn't match. So I use these labels that I print and cut from Citrus Twist kits, and I did that like 2 years ago with the Jingle All the Way kit. I cut so many of those, which is a good thing, because the reason I did that is because they were, even though it was a holiday collection, they were not holiday specific, and the colors had a good variety. So I still use those all the time, and that's my little go-to organizer for labels. And I'm going to use the color Chambray from Studio Calico to stamp the dates. And I always use this disgusting little pad from Amy Tangerine that is originally for a embroidery kit that I want to use for December daily. I want to have it in my list of like products to use. But I feel like if you give like a little cushion to your stamps, they stamp a little bit better. That could be me, maybe like the whole little ritual helps me, but and it's like a placebo effect thing, but to me it kind of works. And I love these stars. I'm going to use them to divide the dates. Here is a close-up. I love the butterflies and the moths from this kit, and this is another mini title card that it's gonna say outfit of the day. And my oldest, it's very stylish in my opinion. She picks some good outfits, and sometimes she picks things that I don't think they look good, and then she puts them on and I'm like, okay, I see it now. That's pretty cool. So that's kind of what I wanted to document using these little alphas from Citrus Twist kits. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the title card. I'm going to use a few elements to sort of frame the title and also fill out those spaces. You can probably leave it alone. Another good idea would have been to stamp something like the stars that I use on the photo on the white part of this card, and then put the title on top. Then I wouldn't need, well, this is a personal thing, I felt like I needed all the leaves and extra ornaments and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of pretty beautiful like leaves and flowers in that ephemera pack. So cute. And I don't mind cutting a few of those. I can always use the other pieces in to frame a photo or in another card, so I never throw them out. If they're big enough, like if I'm cutting just a little bit, itty bitty corner, then I don't mind throwing it out. But for simple things like that, I don't mind. This is the photo that it's paired with that card, and that sticker is from the All About Me kit. And it says, is this fashion or what? And these are more photos of trees. And I wanted to make this a little bit slimmer. I love this Fiskars guillotine. It's very tiny. It's for 4x6. I wouldn't recommend anything bigger for that, but since I do a lot of Project Life, and when I do my December daily, I use pocket pages. It's perfect for that. However, for things that are very small, it could be tricky because it has like a plastic ruler that holds down your paper. And this is the washi that I picked to work with this collection, and I'm just going to layer this strip with the washi tape. And I like to rip the corners like I did here. It gives it a little bit of texture, and depending on which direction you rip this paper, it will show a little bit of white. You have to do it like kind of rip it from the front so it shows those corners. And here is the whole layout. I also have a card from a subscription box we get, and I have a few of those for this year too. I also have them for the Pusheen box. It's just a good thing again to it's a reminder of items that were popular, trendy stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you got some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having an awesome day. Bye.